Digicel School Football Tournament. Get ready to witness the passion, the skill, and the excitement. Join us as we bring together schools from all 10 regions, fostering unity and sportsmanship from June 24th to August 13th. Prepare to experience the adrenaline rush as talented young athletes compete for glory on the field. So mark your calendars and join us as we witness the magic unfold. Keep checking press for the game's fixtures. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good day. It is now 12 hours in Guyana and you're listening to Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. I'm Kevin Smith with your news at noon. The Petroleum Activities Bill includes several new provisions to ensure effective regulation. Be that as it may, there is an absence of requirements to tell the owners of offshore oil blocks, the Guyanese people, when these concessions are being given away. It therefore means that blocks can be issued or experience a change of hands without the public knowing that this occurred. The public also has no sure way of knowing when the operatorship of a block has changed. In the past, companies have sold shares in their oil blocks without the public being notified by the government. It is only when companies make announcements through press statements and investor reports that the media finds out and reports to the public. The provisions of the new bill, which speak to disclosures in the official gazette, only refer to notifications made by the minister in the lead-up of the awards. Meanwhile, Vice President Bara Jagdeo on Thursday said ExxonMobil must benefit on returns from its investments in the Stabroek Block. He was at the time responding to a question on the interest rate Guyana is paying the Stabroek Block partners when he pointed out that this is standard practice. The Vice President was, however, reluctant to reveal the rates attached to the investments being made. The Stabroek Block raked in gross revenue of $9.8 billion in 2022, from which ExxonMobil deducted a whopping $7.4 billion towards the recovery of its investment for petroleum-related activities. Meanwhile, Guyana benefited from a meager $1.4 billion from the activities in the Stabroek Block last year. And moving on, ExxonMobil invested a whopping $39 billion in 2022 to develop the oil discovered in the Stabroek Block. According to financial statements included in ExxonMobil's 2022 annual report, a total of $39.2 billion was expended in the block. This amounts to just over $196 million. The oil company noted that its investments are not made from loans, but through equity or financing from the company. A Kanu rank has reportedly excreted 2 pieces of diamonds he stole from a Surinamese man. The ranks, identified as Jermaine Goddard and one of his colleagues, Anik Hosanna, was arrested for stealing the man's diamonds during a Kanu operation in Berbice. The 2 ranks had detained the foreign national after finding an illegal gun in his possession. When they brought him to Kanu headquarters in Georgetown, the detainee reported that they stole his diamonds. Following an investigation, it was learned that Goddard had swallowed his share of diamonds and Hosanna sold his. And authorities in Trinidad and Tobago are searching for Guyanese accountant Regan Reese, who was last seen on Thursday afternoon after a trip to the barber shop. 45-year-old Reese lives in the Bonaire community in Aruca. A friend of Reese's noted that the man was home all day on Thursday until around 13:45 when he left for a barber shop that is close to where he resides. Reports are that the man's car was spotted over the weekend and the police were notified. When the police checked the area, the car disappeared. On Saturday evening, a member of the public notified Reese's family that his car, a Hyundai Tucson, was spotted over the weekend in an area called the Bamboo. People unknown were attempting to sell the man's car there, a family friend related. The police were notified, but the car had disappeared by the time they arrived. The search continues for the missing man. And at this time, we close things off by turning the pages of today's Kaieteur newspaper to page 7, dedicated to being blunt. When will the government release the audit reports on ExxonMobil's $8.9 billion expenses? An audit that was done on ExxonMobil's pre-contract costs by a UK firm, IHS Markit, totaling $1.6 billion and incurred from 1999 to 2016, is yet to be completed. Is it too much for the Guyana Revenue Authority or even the Vice President Bara Jagdeo to provide this country with an update on this matter? Is it too much to ask for transparency and accountability in this regard? And what has become of the audit for ExxonMobil's expenses totaling $7.3 billion? The government has been noticeably silent on this as well. Guyanese, isn't it peculiar that the PPP happily grants billions of dollars in contracts to Exxon and partners, but remains content moving at a snail's pace to ascertain if we have been duped or not with inflated bills? The government's management of the oil and gas sector is fraught with good talk. Citizens will, however, remain relentless in their call for the regulation of the industry to be on equal footing. Surely the government is not waiting for a national scandal, or worse yet, an oil spill disaster before it can pull itself together and act in the interest of the people.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching